Hi guys, it's Katie here again from Creativa, and I'm going to do another video today making some of the pages in the Grande Organiser that we have been working on. So far we have done the cover and we have inserted the elastic and we have done the inside cover. So we have these cute little slide in out acetate pockets here, 3 of those, and then when we flip it out we also have 3 on this side that we can put things in, and then we have this secret little pocket here where we can stash things in there, as well as this corner pocket here. So that's our inside cover, and then we have our pages ready to go, and then we have our back cover, and we've made this accordion pocket here that we can put things in. It's a nice roomy pocket, and then behind there we also have this secret little pocket here. So we've got lots of pockets so far and more to make. So today I was going to do at least this page. We'll see how we go for time, but maybe this page as well. So let's just roll along and see what we do. So to make this organiser, the Grande Organiser, I am using the Grande Organiser SVG files, and these are scalable vector graphic files that I have designed to make the organiser, and they are available from my Etsy store. So if you'd like to check them out, I'll put a link to my Etsy store down below. I think when this is completed, it's going to make an absolutely fantastic gift for anybody, or something that you can use for yourself, or even I think that they would sell really well at craft fairs or anything like that. So nice and lots of room to expand, so that's great. So what did I tell you? SVG files are scalable vector graphic files. They are for electronic cutting machines like a Cricut, a Brothers Scan and Cut, a Silhouette, any of those kinds of cutting machines where you can upload SVG files and manipulate them and then have the cutting machine cut them out for you, which means no cutting for you, no scoring for you, no measuring for you. You just put it all together, and there's so many different ways that you can put it all together. So there's a bunch of files that you get to make the whole thing. There's the covers and spines, and there's lots of different pockets and belly bands and all sorts of things in here. The accordion envelope. So the pieces themselves are in blue, and the mats for each of the pieces are in pink, and I've given everything an alphanumeric label just so it's easy for me to try and be accurate about which pieces I'm using and to be able to tell you. So let's start, shall we? I'll start by saying I'm using this paper pad from Craft, Misty Mountains 12 by 12 paper pad. I think it's really cute, and I've used quite a lot of the paper in here because I like it so much. So I'm using that one, and then for the cardstock I'm using this blue cardstock, and it's actually poster board. I couldn't find a blue cardstock that I liked, but I did like this colour, and they were big poster sizes. So I just cut it down to 12 by 12 so that I could put it on my Cricut cutting mat and cut my pieces out. So it's 210 GSM. I'm sorry, I don't know what that is in pounds, but there we go. So that's all the bits and pieces that I'm using: the paper pad, the cardstock, the SVG files. So today I shall show you what little pieces I've cut out for the first page. I'll just put all my bits and pieces here. Right, here we are. So I have to start with my C2, if I can open it up, my C2 mat. So that's my base page mat. I have this one here. My Cricut's cut it out for me, and I have just inked around the edges so that I don't have the white edges showing. And then I have cut out, where is it? the F1 waterfall piece here. I've cut out 8 of those. So that's these little guys here. I have 8 of those. So I'm going to make a little waterfall type arrangement. So much like what you would have in a mini album, but we're going to use it a little differently. So I have 8 of these F1 pieces, and my Cricut has already done the score lines for me, so that's nice. Then I have cut out 8 of the F6 mats here, and they are these skinny little pieces here, and they're mats that we're going to use. There's 8 of those. I've cut out 16 of the F7 mats, so they're going to go on this F1 piece, and that's all of these here. So, you know, matting heaven today. And then I have cut out one of these F4 flip sort of arrangements. So that's this one here. And then I have cut out 2 of the F9 mats, and that's these 2 here. So those are all the pieces that we're going to use. So I'll put that to the side. We don't need to do any cutting at all. So I'll just bring out my protector here so that I don't get glue everywhere, because I do get glue everywhere. So the first thing I'm going to do is bring out these F1 pieces, and they're all ready to go. All I need to do is fold on the score line for each of those, which I probably could have done beforehand, but never mind. And I'm going to use a piece of scrap cardstock here, and I'm going to attach them to my scrap cardstock before I attach it to my page. So this is not quite as long, but it's a piece of scrap. It's what I had, and I like to use what I have. So all we need to do is basically put some glue on. Now, because this one is shorter, this one is longer, I'm going to put my glue on here and attach this to that, so that I don't end up with glue on the edges. But what I might do is just trim that so at least it's straight along that edge, because it doesn't look very straight to me. Hopefully that's a bit straighter now. I'll just trim up this edge too, a bit less wonky. Might have a bit more success. Okay, put my rubbish away. Right. So that's a bit better. Okay, so just going to put some glue on here. So I am using this Helmer Tiger Grip glue, which I'm having a love-hate relationship with at the moment. It's pretty strong, but having said that, I don't know, it makes the paper buckle a little bit, the cardstock buckle a little bit, which is fine, it dries, but I don't know, we're still working on that. Anyway, I've just put it in this little bottle, so that the idea being I don't use quite so much of it. Actually, maybe here's a better idea. Let's put that to the side, and maybe I'll just put tape along there. Maybe I could do some taping, which is always painful to watch when I do taping. But let's see, is my tape wide enough? Too wide? Let's have a look. Okay. Oh, I think the tape fits perfectly. Look at that. And a little something to trim it off would be nice. Oh dear. Watching me put tape on anything is excruciating, I'm sure of it. Okay. So what we're going to do is branch that down good and proper. And then you'll watch me try to take it off. And I might just, maybe I'll just wipe the glue off here for a minute. And I might go with a bit of glue stick, which is over here. And I'm just going to put this bit of glue stick down on here because it just gives me a little wiggle time, which can't be a bad thing. and I'm just going to stick it down on here and try and line it up with the top so that it's fairly straight. It's really hard to do on camera without getting my big head in the way. It's not quite, it's not brilliant. Alright, so there we go. It works, that's good. So all I need to do is just do that for each piece. So maybe I'll just do it one more time. You can laugh along with me at that. And then maybe I should do the rest off camera. Because it's a bit repetitive, it has to be said. I'll just rip it off and everything will stick to me. I'm so bad at double-sided tape. I'm really wondering about the benefits of ATGs, you know, those roller gun things. I've heard some people say they're fabulous and then other people have said they're not, and you know, so I don't know. Do I want one or not? Glue on here and attempt to line this one up. Oh dear me. I'm attempting to line this one up with this one. See, this is why I use glue. Okay. I have a bit of glue stick on there. Hopefully it'll be okay. Alright. So I'm just going to keep adding those to here, and I'm also going to mat them. So my plan is I'm going to leave the top mat because I think I want to put a magnet on there. So I'll just leave that top mat to the end. But my idea is to use this sort of marble one on top, and then I'm going to use the polka dot one on the bottom, like so. And then I have these skinny little ones here to go in between each one, like so. So I'm going to go ahead and attach all of these in the way that I just did those two, and then I will also attach all the mats, and then I will come back and we will put it all together. Okay, so I'll see you when I've done all of that. Okay, so I have attached all of those waterfall pieces now, and I have also put the mats on every single one except for the top one because we want to put a magnet under there. So that's all matted and ready to roll. So it is still attached to that bit of scrap cardstock. So I'm just going to trim that off. So I'm just line that up and trim it off. And I did a bad job of that, so let me make a worse job of it with my scissors. Oop, yep, definitely making that worse. That'll do. That will do. Okay, so I'll put that to the side, and then we just need to attach it to our page. So let's put that to the side and bring out our Le Grande and open it up. Now this is what I want to do on my first page. So the first thing I want to do is find the middle of this bottom page here, middle of the bottom part of the page, because I want to attach this flippy doodah on the middle. So let me start by folding the crease where that score line is. I've forgotten my words again today and burned that down, and that is going to go in the center. So I'm not going to guess it because guessing is bad for me. but I do know that this page is 16 centimetres wide, so 8 centimetres is the middle, and then this little guy here is 3.7, so we will call that, let's call it about, let's say maybe about 1.8 roughly, somewhere around there. Let's see. That'll do, you know, that'll do. And all I'm going to do is put some glue on that little tab and line it up as best I can with the center mark that I made and pop it down like so. And flip it over and make sure it's well stuck down. Okay, then once we've done that, we can put our mat on top. So for my matting, I'm trying to use a different glue. I'm trying to use this craft glue. It's by Crafter's Choice. It's just a fairly cheap glue, which is fine for mats. And because you use more of it, I'm trying to use a cheaper glue for mats, and also because I just use a lot of glue. Right, so this is going to go on our page, so we're just going to, whoops, wobble around with that and line it up. That looks pretty damn good. Stick it down. Okay. And then I'm just going to attach my waterfall, flip it all the way over to the page, and I want to center this one as well, and I want this to come up and hold on to this top one, but I don't want it to be like right down the bottom. I'd like it to be fairly centered, I think, like so. So let's find, let's see, I'm pretty happy with it like so. That would be good, but I'm not sure where the center is. So I'm just going to measure this little guy here. And we say maybe this would be about the center. I can't see that. Where's my, okay. You need lead in your pencil to be able to see that. And then the center of my page, but right down here, perhaps where I want to actually attach it. And so I need to move that little guy over a little bit. So that seems like, I feel like I'd be happy with that. So I'm just going to put a little mark here, which I can hopefully rub off where you won't see, so that I can place that little guy back where it was. And we'll attach it. So back out with my glue. So I used double-sided tape on camera to attach the first two sections of my waterfall, and that was just faintly ridiculous probably for you to watch. And so I just went with glue for the rest. I don't know why I didn't go with glue to start with. I was trying not to make a mess, which I should just accept I'm going to make a mess, and I'm really not good at double-sided tape. Okay, so I'm just going to line it up with my little marks and stick it out. And then I'll just flip over each one and make sure that it's well stuck. Looking good. And that's one. Lovely. Love it. Okay. It feels like it looks a little wonky on this paper, but you know, we can disguise that later. So what we can do is attach a mat to the top of this guy. So let's do that. Oh. Okay. And this is going on top of here. Looks good. And then I want to attach a magnet. Where did I put my magnets? Here they are. So these are basic grey magnets, and they already have the little, they've got the sticky backs on them, and so I just need one positive and one negative. Positive and a negative, and I'm going to decide on here where I'm going to put it. So it needs to be, I don't want it right at the top because I want my, you probably can't see this, can you? I'm completely out of the screen. Let's flip it around. Maybe you can see that. I want to make sure that it's covered by my mat, and probably around here would be a good spot. Let's just slide that out and put a little mark here, and then see where that is in relation. Maybe a little bit higher. Maybe that could be the bottom of the magnet. Let's see. If I could get this sticky backing off, that would be fabulous. Come on. I'm sure I'm making everything look entirely difficult today. Alright, so I'm thinking about here. And then what do I do with the other one? Here it is. Get the sticky back off this one. Try to. There we go. And I'm just going to drop this one down on here. So then, let's turn this back around. When we flip this guy up, the magnet should stick. And hopefully we're happy with where it sticks. Let's see. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Great. So then we just can stick our mats on top of those two pieces. So let's do that. Come on, glue, play along. So one of the things about SVGs are that you can make them bigger or smaller. So this is the size that it will come in if you were to download this from Etsy. So this is the size that you would make, and I have made this size in particular so that it will fit in a standard size traveller's notebook, a large Moleskine, or an A5 notebook. But if you weren't bothered about that, then you could certainly resize it to make it a smaller book or larger. That's entirely up to you. I quite like the idea of making like a little mini one that I could put in my handbag or purse, and then you know, tote it around with me. And I wouldn't mind that the inserts were smaller. I think that would be just fine with me. But it would be important to remember that the card holders that we made might not be able to fit a card in if you resize those too much. So it's just worth mentioning. I haven't actually tried it to see, you know, how far down. I feel like it needs a bit more glue under there. How small you could make it before you couldn't fit a business card in the little card holders. So I might try that and see what it's like. Okay, so that's our sort of waterfall done there. So let's flip it up. Oh, that looks lovely. Love it. So the reason I made this is, well, there's two ways that we can use this. The first way is, the simple way is, these are just your standard size sticky notes, and they will fit on each one of these. So if you were into list making, you could stick one of these on here, and you could have one on each page, no problems. It's so there's plenty of room there, and then once you're done with it, you just pull it off and replace it with another one, and then you could have a few lists going all at once, which I tend to do. But the other thing is, in the Organiser files, there is, let me see if I can find it, this F2 here, which is a little Rolodex card. So I've cut some of those out. I have a bunch of those here, and that's what, this is the size that they come in. I haven't changed the size at all. And I have just attached some of these clear photo corners, which I'm sure you can buy online if you can't find them locally where you are. Clear photo corners. I've attached here and here on each little flip, so I can just pop in my little Rolodex cards in each little spot here, so that I can write billions of notes, and when I finish writing it, I can take this out and replace it with another card, and I could keep it if I wanted it to. But the idea is that I could have, you know, different lists going for different things, because I love a list, it must be said. So this was my idea of using little Rolodex cards, or maybe you could find some small index cards that might fit on this little flip. That's absolutely up to you. So I will go through and pop these little index cards in all of these little flips. So I won't do that now, but just so you can see that that's what we can do, and then it will all hold together with this little flip holder scenario. Okay, and not to forget that this is also a pocket page, so there's masses of room in here for us to put things in as well. So that's that page done. So maybe we'll do the next page, which is pretty quick as well. So we flip over and we can do this page next. So we'll just pop this to the side, and I will show you the pieces that I've cut out for this second page. I have my little pile of goodies here. So we always start with the base page C2 mat. So that's that one here. You move these bits out of the way. And then we have some short pockets. We have an E2 short pocket, which is this one here. And then we have two of the E3 pockets, which are these narrow ones. There's two of those. And then we have got the E5 mat, one of those, and then two of the E6 mats, and that's those two there. And we're just going to make a 3 pocket page to keep, or maybe house some spare Rolodex cards in, or whatever other bits and pieces we collect. So let's start by looking at these. I've made these with tabs all the way around the edges so that you can use them for a variety of things. So you could have a super long skinny pocket if you wanted. I might try that. That could be cool. But today we're just going to do long pockets, or widthways. So I'm going to keep these 3 tabs. I'm going to cut this one up on top on these 2, and the same with this one. I'm going to keep 3 of the tabs but cut one of the long ones off. So let's just get out the cutting tool. This is the only cutting that you need to do, is just basically cutting off tabs. And as I say, the reason I left them is just so you can make these pieces, make a multitude of things with them. They're versatile pieces. That was my plan anyway. So I'm just trying to line up this tab, which I didn't do a very good job of. It's hard to see in this light. Let me try again. I don't think that made much difference at all. Might have to let that one go. And this one, turn that tab off. It's pretty much the same. Never mind. I shall relax and not worry about it. Okay, so I'm going to have an arrangement where I have my 3 pockets. You know, I changed the blade, but it doesn't really seem to have made a lot of difference. I'm going to have this bigger one on the bottom and then these 2 up the top, and then the mats are going to go like so, like that. I'm thinking I might put the little, no, I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave them exactly like this. So we can just mat them straight away, just like this. So let's do that. I might just find my wipe and clean the top off my glues in the hope that it comes through. So this is my E5 mat. I'm just going to. This is fabulous. I don't have to measure anything. I just stick it on like so. Make sure I'm happy with where that is. And then this one will be the next one. So when they're all sitting together, that pattern paper will line up and look smashing. I think I'm not going to be able to let that go. I think I'm going to have to trim those tops off a bit better. I tried, okay? I tried to be really laissez-faire about the whole situation, but it's just not in me. I'm a bit too pedantic for that, unfortunately. But you know, you do, if you're comfortable with it, if you can't cut either, you know, just let it go if you can. Okay, that one doesn't look too bad. Maybe that one doesn't look too bad either. Well, I think what I'm upset about is that it doesn't look so. It looks like my cutting tool has cut it quite roughly. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So let's move those to the side and let's flip our page over. So this is the next page. And all we need to do is pop down our mat like so. So let's do that. And then put our pockets on top. So you don't have to do this layout. There are so many different page layouts that you could do. I'm just doing a couple of ideas, and I've also kept this one pretty simple because I don't want it to be too chunky, and we still have all our inserts to go in, and I've got lots of different ideas for inserts. So in this one I'm going to keep the actual organiser quite plain, but then I'm going to put in lots of inserts. Maybe we'll do another one where we have not so many inserts, but many more flips and things. I don't know. But the idea, you know, what I want you to know is that you can make this your own. I'm just doing some page layouts and ideas, but you can do whatever you want with the pieces. I've tried to make them versatile so that you can do that. Okay, I'm going to try and stick this down now. So this is our bottom pocket. Get the glue off my fingers so I don't spread it around the entire page. And line that up and press it down. Make sure I'm happy with that. I've got a bit of glue oozing out there, so let's get rid of that, shall we? Oh, and now the bottom too. Oh, and I don't know if you can see the bottom. I keep bringing it towards me, and I know that I go off camera when I bring things towards me. I just really want to make sure that that's stuck down good and proper. And then this one's next. It's just going to go on top like so. Glue around it. That's going to ooze out for sure because I've made a mess of that. Okay. Pop this one down, straight on top. See that glue oozing at the bottom there? That was not clever. I feel like you need to come up a little bit. And I got it too close to the pocket underneath. I'm trying to make it sit really nice, and I've really stuck it in there. And that one. Stick her on down. And then the last one, we'll just go on top. And that's that page. Super simple. Okay. But handy. Got lots of pockets for bits and pieces in this organiser. All those random bits of paper that float around. I have a lot of those. If you could only see around me, you would see a lot of those. Okay, and that's this page done. Okay. Right, so let's have a look what we've done today. How we're going? Well, see how we're going so far. So here's our cover that we've already made. I love it. I think it looks gorgeous. And then open it up, and we have our pockets, our little acetate business card pockets. And we've got this little hidden pocket under here, a pocket here. This one flips up to hold it in place. And then we have our spot here for all our Rolodex card notes. So that's all of those. And that's held closed. And we have the little side pocket for anything else we might want to put in there. And then when we flip over, we have this little simple 3-pocket page, which looks quite effective, I think. So that's it for today. So thanks very much for sticking around and joining me while we did those couple of pages. We've got 2 more pages to go, and then we've got a lot of inserts to make, which I think will be fun. So that we'll put them on these elastics, and so that they'll be held into place and can be replaceable as well. So give me a thumbs up. I would really ask you especially to subscribe to my channel so you can see the next videos in the series, and you can also have a look at any other videos that I might bring out. I've got lots of new ideas coming out soon. And comment if you like. I always respond to comments, and I hope I see you again soon. Thanks for your time today. Bye.